Ryan Michaelis, President and CEO of MegaMex Foods.
Yeah, the long-term vision for MegaMex Foods is really the same vision that MegaMex was created about, and that's to bring the spirit of Mexico to every table in the United States. And so we're going to do that by leveraging our partnerships with Herdez del Fuerte in Mexico City and Hormel Foods in the United States. And we're going to continue to leverage that and focus on Mexican food day in and day out. So what's changed in the Mexican food category in the United States is that we're starting to see the merger of the two categories. Historically, you always had the traditional Tex-Mex category, salsas and sauces, and then you had the authentic aspect of it, peppers, mole, those types of categories. And what we've seen is we've seen them merger together. As the American consumer becomes more and more familiar with Mexican food and their cuisine, they want to experience the authentic aspect of it. And so what MegaMex has really tried to do is to leverage the two categories together to create one Mexican food experience for the consumer today in the United States. Well, the main competitive advantage that I see for MegaMex Foods today is really our structure. Most people don't believe that a joint venture can be a strategic advantage, but in this case, it is. And the reason why it is today is because we're supported by two very prominent CPG companies, Herdez del Fuerte in Mexico and Hormel Foods in the United States. And so the abilities for us to leverage both of those partners around innovation, logistics, supply chain, creativity, go-to-market strategies, internal structures allows us to have a competitive advantage against our competitive set because it allows us to focus on Mexican food day in and day out. And so that's what our promise is to continue to focus on Mexican food. I think the unique attributes that we always talk about within MegaMex Foods is really our people. And the reason why that is because we have an infrastructure of an organization that has come together through two of our supporters, Herdez del Fuerte and Hormel Foods. But then we've also made some solely owned acquisitions. And so we've allowed ourselves to bring in some very, very experienced talent from the outside, as well as where we're located. We're located in Southern California for a reason. Not only is it the cornerstone of Mexican food and Mexican cuisine, but it allows us to bring in a more experienced and diverse talent pool of people to help us lead this charge. And so to me, I believe the biggest strategic advantage we have is our people and our teams today behind us. Innovation, in my opinion, for us as MegaMex Foods is the lifeblood of who we are. It's what's made us successful. And the creativity and the aspect of it is there's innovation in products, there's innovations in processes, or there's innovations in ways we do things and go to market. But what's been at the corner of that is bringing unique items that are unique to the consumer and that are unique to MegaMex Foods. And we've been successful at doing that over the course of the last 10 years. And it will continue to be the most important aspect of our business going forward. For the foreseeable future. At MegaMex Foods, we've really been working on how do we communicate with the consumer? How do they understand our brands? How do they understand what the aspects of our brands and how they work for them? And we have a house full of brands. But what we've really started to do is to really understand our brands differently and what's that point of difference for the consumer? How we go and speak to the consumer has changed dramatically in the last 10 years, and it will continue to change dramatically, obviously, with the social media aspects of how we do it. But what we really try to do is to try to find a promise or something that's unique about our product or an experience that we can create for the consumer that becomes lasting. And if we do that in the right way and touch them in the right manner, to me, then you have an opportunity to create some extensive brand loyalty around some of our brands. Some of the challenges that we had in 2018 continue to be for us around the fresher ice side of the business, or for us, our avocado, pulp, or guacamole products. It's a very volatile market. There's been a lot of growth in all aspects of it. So it can be growth in the retail channel, it can be growth in food service, it can be growth in convenience stores. And it's created a lot of volatility for us. And so for us, to manage our way around it. So how do we continue to manage our supply chain, our diversification of our supply chain, the ability for us to create innovative products that are first to market, the ability for us to continue to bring loyalty around the holy brand for the consumer, creates a host of challenges. And while we've had a successful year in fiscal 2018, we're expecting more and more from this brand in this category year in and year out for the foreseeable future. Some of the great achievements that we accomplished in 2018 for us really are around innovation. And the one I'll point to for us is the Herdez guacamole salsa. Recently, earlier this past year in late fiscal 2018, it was recognized by the GMA Association for the Award for Innovation and Creativity. And I think a company such as MegaMex Foods, who will turn 10 years old later this year, was the company in the United States that brought this to market. And obviously the market and the innovation, the idea came from our partners in Mexico. But the collaboration and the ability to bring that to the U.S. consumer was a monumental one. And for us, it's been very disruptive to a very traditional salsa category, not only from its flavor, the creaminess aspect of it, or the fact that it's a green salsa, as we always say. And so for us, those aspects are extremely important to us. So we're extremely excited about what that item has. The second one for us would be a line of taqueria sauces. So again, once again, leveraging our partnership in Mexico, understanding the true authenticity of sauces inside Mexico, and bringing something that's very versatile to the United States this year. Earlier this year, we launched our Herdez taqueria street sauces. And so those products are very uniquely formulated. They're unique Mexican formulas that we brought to the United States, and we're trying to be disruptive in the category. And earlier this year, we were recognized for Progressive Grocers as category advisors, captains for ethnic foods. And so that award is based on our knowledge of the category, our knowledge of the consumer, and bringing insightful and actionable insights to retail partners throughout the United States around category expertise around Mexican food and ethnic foods. And so for us, that's a significant accomplishment because again, as we strive and focus on Mexican food every day, we want to know more about this consumer than any of our competition day in and day out, and be recognized by our retail partners as category experts in the area.